I'm so getting done for this video. Anyway, hello! Welcome back to another video. It's been 10 days since I've been and disappeared. And, yeah, it's been new. What is new? The braces broke. This is the day after. I had it chopped. Still in me. It has been done. I think I've just got to get used to the pain now. It does keep getting caught in a bit of the cut, so as soon as we do this, it's because I'm moving it away. Honestly, I saw this video just randomly pop up on my feed, and I thought, you know what, I haven't made a video in a while, so why don't I just react to it? So the video in question of what we are watching, before I go into headset mode, is how girls actually want you to text them. I don't have many women added, so I want to know how I can pick up women. I treat women well. I treat women like men. Wait, no. Anyway, today we're gonna see how girls actually want you to text them, because that's the title there. This is by Austin Dunham Dating. So he has dating in the name, so he possibly knows what he's on about. Anyway, without further info, like and sub. We're nearly 120. We're literally like one sub away. So please get me to the 120 and enjoy. I hope you enjoy. Like and sub.
Girls think you suck at texting, but don't worry, I've been there too. You get a girl's number and it feels like you're solving a Rubik's Cube or walking through a minefield.
That's so true, because like, if you say one wrong thing to someone, then they just hate on you for it. And there's actually nothing you can do about it. So, honestly, Austin, I've just got to realise I've got to have the mic like closer to me. Sorry. Mic is closer. Let's go. Is that loud enough? It's in the red. It's pretty scary. Anyway, let's go.
You want to keep her interested, but everything you type
That's a cool fireplace. Anyway.
either comes off too dull or too desperate. I honestly wish I could go back in time and teach my younger self what I'm about to teach you in this video. So today I'm going to share with you how girls actually want you to text them. And I'm going to give you the rules that I follow for keeping a girl engaged and interested throughout that texting. Now I have a new rule that I've been following for years now, and it really has allowed me to see a lot more success when it comes to texting. And that new rule is what I call low investment texting. All this really means is getting your point across in the most masculine way possible, so you're not coming off needy or over enthusiastic. I'm sure you guys have heard about keeping masculine frame whenever you're out.
I love the Sigma music in the background, by the way. Anyway.
On dates and in conversation, this is essentially the same exact thing, but just through text. So you're stoic and you're not too expressive, and for that reason, I've noticed that women will tend to text you less and respect you more. Now, the first method to this low investment texting is to make sure that you do not over validate through text. Now, this is mostly going to be in the initial phase of the texting. Most guys lead with validation. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, beautiful. You're so hot.
I never say that, by the way.
Oh my God, did anybody tell you you were pretty today? Guys, at this point
I did say that once, though.
in time, this stuff is outdated. It's been patched. Trust me, unless she views you.
Fucking hell, it's a Fortnite update. I never knew that dating was a Fortnite update. What are we on about? It's been patched. No, it hasn't, I think. Girls, if any girls are watching, if any feminines are watching, let me know. Has it been patched?
As a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, leading with validation is
That is incredible. That looks really cool. Is that a lion? Mindset. Oh, okay.
going to do more harm than good. And yes, it might seem flattering and our logical brains will tell us this is the right thing to do, but actually you putting her on a pedestal without ever knowing her first, and the fact that hundreds of other guys are doing the same thing, actually makes you less attractive. Now, I'm not saying that you can't compliment her, but you want to compliment her in subtle ways and things that aren't tied to her beauty. So maybe her style, maybe her vibe, maybe things you find in her dating profile. Overall, just be creative and unique, and don't find yourself over validating or.
So I should say, I really love your suit or something. I don't know what I should say.
Especially initially. So for example, instead of saying you're gorgeous, you could say we look good together. I've used that line plenty of times, especially
What, so if I've just met someone, I should go up to them and go, "Hey, we look good together." I don't think that'd work. Hey, we look good together. Not you're beautiful. I think I'd rather be called, if I'm a girl, pretend I'm a girl for a minute. I'd rather be called I look gorgeous than a guy go, "Me and you would look good together." It's a bit fucking weird. It's like you're gonna stalk her. Anyway.
I tell you, it definitely has worked. Now keep in mind, a lot of this stuff, girls won't necessarily tell you that's how they want you to text, because it might seem on the surface like a girl would want me to validate her. A girl wants me to be very expressive and to show my cards and state my intentions and be honest. But you guys gotta remember, the golden rule of women is that listen to what they do and how they react to things.
What if you're messaging them? How are you going to hear them through the phone? Phones can't talk, Austin. Phones can't talk.
Versus what they say. Me, for example, I've texted thousands of girls. I've been on hundreds of first dates.
I think it's just a bit fucking weird then, isn't he? If he's sat there and dedicated. Cause look at this, right? Sorry, Austin.
What they say. Me, for example.
If you're sat here. What a fucking image to don't look at the left, guys. If you're sat like this for hours on end, yeah, I think you're just fucking weird, Austin. I don't think you're being slick. I just think you're weird. Okay, you're weird, Austin. Austin, you're weird. Actually, you're not weird. It's just I wouldn't do that. I feel like I have a lot better things to do than sit there for hours on end messaging women, especially when they're doing that. Like, first of all, I think they're a bot. And second of all, I like their necklace. Anyway, yeah. My friend said, "Go, you need to hold your cheeks, haha." Me, oh man, I didn't see where to hold them up, lol. Is that meant to be funny? Lexi, is that meant to be funny? Don't go for people like this.
Example, I've texted thousands of girls. I've been on hundreds of first dates. A lot of those coming from online dating apps. And I have seen.
So, your method of picking up women is through Tinder. Have you ever talked to a woman in real life, Austin? Or is this like a... I mean, I can't really talk. I've not had many girlfriends. I've had 4. This is why I'm looking at you, Austin. Okay, I need the tips, Austin.
And tested in field, not only with my...
What is that in the background, by the way? Why does it keep going... Anyway.
But now hundreds of others. And I'm telling you, this stuff actually works. All right, up next, we have to instill the idea of mystery and non-neediness. Guys, whenever...
Fuck off, we're not anime characters.
Whenever a woman knows too much about you, you've showed your cards, you stated your intentions too much, don't blame...
I feel like that's like stating the obvious though. Like you don't want a girl to know too much about you or else they're going to use it to your advantage when you're in an argument. Like, say I know like military plans and I tell a girl on the second date. Like, that's just argument material, bro. What? I'm not gonna do that.
And for that reason, if you come off more of a mysterious guy who is also attractive and who also is leading through his text, you're gonna be a lot more attractive than that guy who's leading with validation, trying to overqualify himself, and just overall looking needy and low value. Now, I actually have some hacks that will make you come off less needy and more high value and more mysterious just by changing these few settings within your phone. And the first one is going to be auto capitalization. I know it's so weird. Like when I discovered this, I'm like, yo, no way this can work. But I'm telling you, check your text right now. Most of the time you guys are capitalizing your letters. However, I guarantee if you're texting,
I don't think so. My phone's just shit, so my auto capitalization just isn't on. So like, I've actually been asked about this. Like they go, "Why do you not have capital letters at the start of your sentences in a message?" And I said, "My phone just doesn't do it, and I just can't be asked to hit the shift every second." And I'm just like, "You're just so rude." I can't do that. I'm not gonna try and do that. You're just so rude. And I'm like, "God, don't hate me because I'm beautiful." I didn't say that. It's just like, yo, I can't help it, can I? Fucking hell. It's just my phone's shit.
For years now, but as guys, we gotta get on game. Now, the reason why this is so important and it can actually make a big difference is because whenever you just lower that capitalization, for some reason, it makes your text more relaxed, more calm, less expressive, and just overall less enthusiastic. Like I said, if women are opposite, they want one thing on the surface, but deep down, they actually don't. So turning off your auto capitalization can actually make a big difference in terms of how you come off through the text itself. Next, you need to use less punctuation. So I'm talking about like exclamation marks. I'm talking about like using commas. Like I appreciate the...
I hate when people use punctuation in a text message. I feel like it's fucking useless, right? It's just simpler if you just don't add commas in that, okay? Unless you really want to get your point across, don't fucking use it. It's the most pointless thing ever. You're not getting marked on the GCSE English paper because you're using your punctuation. Shut up. Just do normal texting.
Amazing grammar that some of you guys have. But guys, when it comes to texting, like the lower your punctuation, honestly, the better. It comes off once again more relaxed, more casual, less needy, and less professional. You know, I've seen some of my students text and it almost looks like they're setting up.
He said, student, tell me you don't have a course. Tell me you don't have a course, Austin, tell me.
Up a blow, it'll send you to an application.
I'm not becoming the digital Romeo, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I already am the IRL Romeo, so I'm not becoming the digital Romeo. I'm very sorry, Austin.
For my digital Romeo mentorship. I'm looking for a few more guys to help out. So if you feel like you'll be a good fit, click the...
Fuck it. You know what? 100 likes and I will do the Austin dating membership.
Now we gotta talk about emojis. I've stated this hundreds of times at this point in time, but overall you want to keep emojis to a minimal. For me personally, I tend to go through a few emojis. Number one is going to be the flirting emoji, so it's going to be like the smirk face, the wink face, maybe like a soft smiley face, but I'm never using too many emojis to really express myself in through text. Sometimes I use emojis to make my text not come off so serious, but this is very situational and dependent on the message that I'm saying. And that's why a lot of people also use LOLs or LMAOs, stuff like that. It's because they want their text to come off less serious. And for that reason, you know, somebody can get a gauge on how your vibe is.
On the list. Minimum emojis.
And once you do this, here's what you're gonna notice. Overall, they're just gonna respect you more. They're gonna know that you're a masculine man of your word and that you don't play a lot of games. You wanna get straight to the point. Versus, I've seen more so the younger guys, like 19 to 21, using a lot of LOLs, using a lot of emojis, and you just come off childish. You come off kiddish. And keep in mind that most of these women, especially these 21 to 25-year-olds, are more times dealing with older men, so late 20s. Remember how I said that sometimes when you're texting a woman, it feels like you're walking through a minefield? Like one wrong text, one wrong move, and all of a sudden the whole situation is blown up and it's over. And that's where most guys actually just disqualify themselves. These mines I'm talking about are just disqualifiers that you inputted on it yourself. You know, you're walking through a minefield, but you can see every single mine and you can walk through them. But some of you guys are purposely walking with a blindfold through the minefield. So overall, to not disqualify yourself, all you have to do is do what I said before. Maintain mysterious, don't be too needy, and overall, don't say anything that's too controversial or revealing about yourself or...
Fuck you mean controversial? I'm not giving them my political opinions, am I?
Your intentions. This is where game comes into play. You gotta have a little bit of game. You gotta, you know, set a framework a little bit and let her discover these things once she actually meets you. Because a lot of the times women will disqualify men who they actually would have had a great time with out on a date, but the guy ruined it for whatever reason. And the way that I don't disqualify myself personally is once she has agreed to a date setup, then I stop texting her, because I know that more can go wrong than can go right. So if you're texting her in a date setup,
so when I get a date with a girl, just gotta not message her after until the day. Just go, right, swell, I'll see you then, and then just not message her.
On Friday, she agrees on Tuesday. Between Tuesday and Friday, let her know, like, hey, I don't want to kill the mystery. We can talk more in person on Friday. But what do? You guys continue to text her Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. By the time Friday comes, she already knows too much about you. She's not interested anymore. Or you said something probably multiple times that actually turned her off.
What, so she's figured out the date, but then wouldn't she get turned off if you just stop messaging her? Maybe like see how she's doing, but I wouldn't like fully stop messaging her, right?
Whereas if you would have said those same things in person, it probably wouldn't have turned her off as much. So overall, focus on not disqualifying yourself. And you can do that by having more of a framework as you go through the date setup process. And this is where I coined my whole entire process known as the dating funnel. And if you got low, and we'll talk more soon. Now, another crucial aspect of the texting process is to make sure that you build comfort. Some people say this is called building rapport. It's the same thing. You want the woman to be comfortable with you enough to actually agree to meet out with you on a date. Because a lot of the times a woman can be attracted to you, but that doesn't mean that she's comfortable with you. Or you text her, obviously, throughout time. The more
Fuck off. Did anyone else just see you flickered his eyebrow there? What's that for? Hey. It's not a phone, it's just my hand. This is a prop.
way to build comfort, because you're spending your time, and going back to our last point, the more time you spend texting, the more you can disqualify yourself. So instead, I like to use little hacks about the texting process to make her feel more comfortable with me and get to know me better. So number one is going to be voice notes. Voice notes is a way to where you can show more of your personality, your voice, and she can kind of hear how you are and how your vibe comes across. Because a big fear for a lot of women meeting guys on dates for the first time is the fact that the guy is weird, he's a creep, he doesn't have charisma, he can't hold a conversation. So throughout the texting process, if you just send a random voice note in reply to what you just said, keep it quick, 5 to 15 seconds, then that in itself can build a layer of comfort. Up next is going to be your social media. The reason why I talk about Instagram so much and the importance of having a high status and an attractive Instagram profile is because whenever a woman comes through and sees your profile, that immediately brings a sense of subconscious comfort that she probably doesn't even realize that she even has now towards you. And me personally, I've tested this. Taking a woman from dating app or even meeting her in person to phone number, or I get her Instagram through the dating app or I meet her in person. Once she sees, my highlights, I'm posting stories.
Fuck off. Where am I getting the clothes and the physique for that? Mo. 1 minute. Like, look at how strong I am. Look how big and buff I am, right? We can see this in the frame. This is big and buff. Who would not want to date me? Yeah? This will go on my Instagram highlight, yeah? Those who know. Those who know.
Thing, guys, is to make sure that you're always leading. You're always progressing somewhere, but make sure you progress in a sense to where it doesn't come off too eager, and make sure that you're overall investing less than her. And you do this through your text, how you're replying to her. If she sends a paragraph, don't send 2 paragraphs back. Don't send multiple messages at a time. Just overall keep your text short and sweet, but be leading it somewhere. And overall, the point usually is to lead it to a meetup or to a date. So once again, this is why I love using my
short and sappy, got it.
dating funnel, because I know within a few messages where I need to lead the conversation up to the point of the date. And from that framework alone, it allows me to make sure that I'm personally not wasting time. Now, the thing about texting is the fact that you're just going to get better at it the more you do it. A lot of this stuff I learned just through texting hundreds of.
Also, I've got to do it more than once. It's like practice. It's like that one Bruce Lee quote, or it's like, fear the man who don't know 1,000 punches, but the man who's practiced a punch 1,000 times. If I got a message 1,000 times to get someone,
need to do on your next.
This is Coach Kyle. He's a coach, so I think he'll get me women.
Next date to guarantee success. I've coached a lot of men over the years. I've broken down a lot of first dates. I've been on a shitload of dates myself. These are mistakes I used to make in the past, and I see men
Why has he got so many tattoos? Is that the Illuminati? Why has he got the Illuminati on his chest for?
consistently doing this. So I wanted to lay out some easy steps, and as long as you execute these on your next date, you're gonna have success. So let's get into number 1, which is the vibe check. And I've talked about this several times on my channel, but it needs clarification because a lot of dudes are still doing this wrong. Even clients of mine, when I give them the assignment, Essentially what it is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the moment that the date starts. All right, the moment you see the girl appearing on the date, you need to go up and give her a warm greeting that injects some form of physicality and some form of verbal intent.
So when I usually see someone, I greet them with a fist bump. But I don't do that with women. Because if I go like, yeah, like that, and I look to hug them, it may creep them out. That's why I'm scared to do it. So, am I meant to go with the fist bump? Or am I meant to hug them? Let me know.
So, from a distance, when you see the girl, you're going to hold good eye contact with a nice smile. You're going to then go up to her and greet her with a hug. And as you're going up to her, you give her the hug.
Where do they get the woman for this, by the way? Like, is that a paid actress or do you know her? Is that...
breaks the physical touch barrier off rip, and as you release the hug, you're going to look her dead in the eyes with a little bit of a smirk and a slow, low vocal tonality and tell her, you look really cute tonight, by the way. That's all you need.
Austin told me not to do that. There's a bit of conflict here.
To do to set the tone. When you see the girl, it's going to break the touch barrier and it's going to give some verbal intent, and that is what
I don't think I want to touch the verbal barrier. I don't want to touch the barrier at all. I don't want to touch, actually.
Why it's so powerful to start the date with that, because most dudes, when the date starts, they're awkward, they're already sitting down, they don't greet the girl, they wave from a distance, they break eye contact, it's nervous, and then a lot of time goes by and they're waiting for this like drum roll build-up effect as to like when you're gonna actually make it flirty or when you're gonna break the touch barrier. You don't need to wait to do any of this. Understand, the girl already cleared out multiple hours of her day to get ready and to spend time with you. We can assume that there is attraction. This is
right. Austin, buddy, I think you need to have a word with this guy because you have two completely different things. Although this is on a date, this might be in real life date.
Okay, so what you want to do is go into the date with the mentality of, this is a date, I can assume attraction, and I want to start out the date by just breaking the touch barrier and breaking the verbal intent barrier.
It's the same fucking girl. But they're in a different location. That's not the
barrier, because it's going to set the tone, and it's going to put a nice foundation in place for us to build off of when we start using steps 2 and step 3 in this video. Now, I need to clarify some things because I tell guys to do this and they still find a way to mess this up. So just for clarification, when you go up to the girl and you greet her and you say, hey, what's up? How's it going? You give her a hug. You then need to display intent with a slow delivery while holding good eye contact. And you need to say, you look really cute tonight, by the way.
Do I say that looking at her, yeah? Right, so let's go through this, right? I'm gonna go up to you. I'm gonna go up to the camera. It's gonna look really autistic. Hey. Hugs. Yeah, we'll pretend I hugged. You look really good today. Is that what you said? Is that it?
Opportunity to instantly make it flirtatious and sexual. It's nothing crazy. You're not going to be coming off creepy or too fuckboyish, whatever your concern is.
Okay.
This is an acceptable line to say at the beginning of a date. The power is in the delivery. Because I've heard a lot of guys' audio interactions of them going on dates. They hug the girl and they say, hey, I like your outfit tonight. It looks good. I'm like, dude, that's not what the fucking line was. I did not say, hug her and say, hey, you look good tonight. I like your outfit. Hey, you look pretty tonight. I like your shoes. Hey, what's up? How you doing? You look really good. No, that's not the line and that's not the delivery. There is a speed to the delivery with pauses and eye contact and a smile. And there is a word for word phrase that I want you to say that's going to create the right emotional effect in the girl. Okay, so you hug her with a smile and you then look at her and you say, you look really cute tonight, by the way. That's how it's done. You need to practice the...
What? So I've got to go, you look... Wait, no, I'll just do it to you. You look really cute tonight. Probably not pointing at them. Wait. Let's go. You look really cute tonight. I don't know, man. It just feels weird.
Delivery of that line over and over with the right speed, with good eye contact, with a little bit of a smirk on your face, a little bit of a smile, not like this, but a little bit of a smirk on your face, really, and it instantly sets the tone. Dude who really sucks with flirting, you can't create attraction, you're not even getting dates, or you're getting ghosted after the date. Guys, the link is in the description. fill out the application for an opportunity to work with me directly to level up.
Who actually pays for this? Who fucking pays to know how to pick up women? Lads, what? Yo. Okay.
Your confidence in your dating life. Let's get into number 2, which is the idea of location changes and positioning throughout the date. Now, what this does not mean is that you meet her at the restaurant and you guys stay at the restaurant in the same seat for 3 hours for the whole date. And then at the end of that, you get up and now it's weird because you haven't touched her. There's been, along with multiple positions, seating or standing, different positions, different locations is the name of the game. Okay, for a variety of different reasons that I'm about to get into. The first of which is that it gets stale and boring when you're just sitting across from each other for a really...
Again, are these guys not stating the obvious? Like, I even know this. When have you ever been on a date and you stayed in one position? Like, you know, you gotta mix it up with a walk, go and eat food, you know. Don't stay in the same place, fucking hell.
Long teasing, flirting, and maybe even sexualizing or some level of...
Fuck off, on the first date? Really? Do people have sex on the first... Nah.
Verbal intimacy between the two of you guys. So all 3 of those pillars should be going up throughout the date. The problem that dudes make is they try to have a friendly conversation. That's a good conversation. The date was good. It was a good date, dude. The conversation was flowing. She was into me, but then she ghosted. No, dude, you didn't run a good date. You don't just run a date and at the end of it, you're like, should I make the move? Should I not make the move? That is the wrong mindset, guys. You do steps 1 and 2, you're already going to be in a good position. But also keep in mind that every 15, 20, no more than 30 minutes, I think 30 minutes is long. I'm going to say like 15 to 20 minutes. There should be incremental bursts of escalation.
But I kind of disagree with this, right? Like, I kind of disagree with both videos. I guess less on the first one because it's online. But you have to remember, and I seriously, because I'm obviously know nothing about dating. Well, I know girls. I've talked to women. I'm a pretty social guy. Ask any of my friends. I've talked to a lot of people, even strangers, and I act like they're my best friend. But I'm going to say this. I don't agree with this, right? I seriously think that we should not be normalizing this. Escalating. This is 3 things you must do on a first date, right? Now, you can follow this guy in his advice. I'm sort of leaning to not wanting to do this because it's okay for me to feel like if I feel attracted to a girl, I'm obviously gonna try and make her like me. You know what I mean? Like obviously that's how life goes. But what he's saying is I need to escalate it and make it sexual and try and woo her. On the first date, not many people want to, as we say, make it to the panties. You know what I mean? Not many people want to do that. It's okay as well because you want to get to know the person. I feel like this, in a way, is toxic masculinity. I've known many people who have been on dates. I've had friends who've been on dates and had relationships, and one who's had one for like 2 years. And I can guarantee you, 99% of the time, when you're on a first date with a woman, they will not want you at their house. Yeah, unless you've done a madness, right? I don't agree with this. I also don't agree with their pull either. All right, I'm gonna say this now. Everyone, including me, Matthew, Ethan Child, Harry Walkie, you know, from the Dwayne The Rock Johnsons all the way to the SB Birds. Actually, no. But you know what I mean. We all have our own appeal, right? We shouldn't be changing ourselves or following our own ideas to match a vibe with another person. Because if they already don't match the vibe with you already, what's the point of you really being with someone if they're not matching your vibe? I feel like these 2 videos are good, by the way. I'm not hating. I'm here to just honestly give my opinion. They're just wrong. I just don't think they're right. I don't think when you're on a date, you just want to be yourself. You don't want to be a twat. Don't come across as, hey baby, you wanna go do some things. Like, don't do that. Just don't act like a twat, and you'll get a second date. Most people, I guarantee you this, most people who get ghosted by girls, it's either a good thing or a bad thing, or maybe it just didn't work, right? If you get ghosted, move on with your life, right? It weren't the one. How many people are there in the planet right now? About 8 billion? You're telling me that just because that one girl didn't like you, another 7.99 billion wouldn't? You know, there's many people out there, men and women, whoever you like. You just need to be appealed, bro. Stop changing yourself to be with these people. It's the reason I wanted to look at this video, although it was on my For You page and I had nothing better to do. It's just sad. Like, I'm not being funny. Another thing that came to my mind is that, well, it's not just like following these types of things, like searching online how to get a girl to like me. It's good to begin with, but is it really worth it? At the end of the day, you have to think to yourself, you're changing to fit someone's vibe. But if you're not showing them the original you, and they just like a version that you like created, is there a point in it even happening? Is there even a point? You got to think about that. I think that if I'm on a date, I'm gonna be myself, and if it works out wrong, then it's my problem, and I'll get over it. But I don't think I'm gonna escalate the thing every 20-30 minutes. I'm just gonna run with the vibe and just have fun with someone on the date, not in a freaky way. I just feel like these videos are just trying to force a toxic masculinity and make it like, oh yeah, you've got to be all dark and mysterious like that one anime character, or you got to escalate it to be sexual, or like show your intentions with someone. No, most people don't want that. Most people just want to have fun and just find someone who they like. I feel like that's wrong with the generation now, is that we care too much about the appearance, and I guarantee you it's because of the increase of OnlyFans, and it's just we don't care. You just want to find someone who you know you want to be with for the rest of your life, and you have to get to know them, not do what this guy's doing. Yeah, obviously some of the stuff they've said is good, but don't go out of your way to match your vibe or like seem confident. You know, maybe they like you for you. Like, maybe that's the reason they've actually wanted to go out with you, not because you're some assertive, big, strong man, but maybe it's because you're shy and kind. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are forgetting, is to be themselves. What is in here and what is in your chest, not your boobs. Well, actually, if you're a girl watching this, then it would be, but it would be on your heart. Moral of the story: in your heart, your personality is the reason that they like you, not the other way around. Alright? That's what I wanted to say for this video. And I just feel like I had to rant about that, yeah? Also, I feel like you just should not change yourself to be someone. You shouldn't change yourself for people to like you. You should just be the way you are. And I guarantee you, there's someone out there for everyone if you look in the right places. Don't be a twat. Don't follow a schedule. Just be yourself. And I guarantee you that 9 times out of 10, these dates will work. Anyway, I'm not a dating genius, obviously. Go check these guys out. This was Coach Kyle, and the other one was Austin Dunham Dating. Obviously, there's a merch drop. I fucking hate these ads. But I just don't rate it. I think you just gotta be yourself. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Strong I am. Look how big and buff I am, right? We can see this in the frame. This is big and buff. Who would not want to date me? Yeah? This will go on my Instagram highlight, yeah? Those who know. Those who know. Anyway.
I have a nice grid. I'm with people.